Mathematics. For today's session, we will learn on how to compute the numerical values of trigonometric ratios using special angles. Please prepare your pen, paper, and self-learning module. Ready? Now let us start learning. Before we proceed, let us try to answer the following. Let me read the following questions while you choose the letter that corresponds to the correct answer. Number 1. The expression 2 sine 30 degrees minus tangent 45 degrees is equal to A. 1, B. 2, C. 0, D. negative 1. Number 2. Which of the following is the value of the expression tangent 45 degrees plus cosine 60 degrees plus sine 30 degrees minus cotangent 45 degrees? A. 0, B. 1, C. negative 1, D. negative 2. Number 3. What is the result if you solve 3 tangent 60 degrees plus 6 cotangent 60 degrees? A. 4 the square root of 3, B. 5 the square root of 3, C. negative 4 the square root of 3, or D. negative 5 the square root of 3. Number 4. Which of the following is the value of tangent 45 degrees plus cotangent 45 degrees? A. negative 2, B. 1, C. negative 1, or D. 2. Number 5. What would be the result if you solve sine 45 degrees minus secant 45 degrees? A. The square root of 2, B. negative the square root of 2, C. negative the square root of 2 over 2, or D. the square root of 2 over 2. Here are the answers. For number 1, we have C. For number 2, we have B. Number 3, the correct answer is B. Number 4, we have D. And for number 5, the correct answer is C. In the previous lesson, you were taught about the trigonometric ratios of special angles. Now let us answer the following to know whether the lesson was well understood. You may pause the video so that you can have enough time to answer each item. And here are the answers. For number 1, the correct answer is 1, or letter F. For number 2, the correct answer is 2 the square root of 3 over 3, or letter D. For number 3, the correct answer is letter A, or 1/2. For number 4, we have letter B, or 30 degrees. And for number 5, the correct answer is letter C, that is 60 degrees. In the previous lesson, we found out that certain angles do not need a calculator for us to compute. And that is because we have the so-called special angles. The table shown in your screen is a summary of the trigonometric ratios of special angles. Take note that this table is useful in computing the numerical values of trigonometric ratios of special angles. So make sure that you have this table with you during this discussion. Now that you are all geared up for the discussion, let's begin the lesson. Let us try the following examples. Number 1. Sine 30 degrees plus cosine 45 degrees. To evaluate the given, make sure that you have the correct values. In the problem, we have sine 30 degrees. Now, using the table, sine 30 degrees is equivalent to 1/2. And cosine 45 degrees is equivalent to the square root of 2 over 2. So, sine 30 degrees plus cosine 45 degrees is equal to 1/2 plus the square root of 2 over 2, which when simplified, we have 1 plus the square root of 2 over 2. Number 2, cosecant 30 degrees minus cotangent 45 degrees. Cosecant 30 degrees is equivalent to 2, and cotangent 45 degrees is equivalent to 1. So we have 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. For number 3, we have 3 cosine 30 degrees secant 30 degrees. Cosine 30 degrees is equal to the square root of 3 over 2. While secant 30 degrees is equivalent to 2 the square root of 3 over 3. Multiplying the square root of 3 over 2 and 2 the square root of 3 over 3, gives us 2 the square root of 9 over 6. 2 the square root of 9 over 6 is equivalent to 2 times 3 over 6. So we have 3 times 6 over 6, which is 3 times 1, or 3. Number 4. 2 sine 30 degrees cosine 60 degrees plus tangent 45 degrees. Let us first get the value of the three trigonometric ratios. Sine 30 degrees is equal to 1/2. Cosine 60 degrees is also equivalent to 1/2, while tangent 45 degrees is equal to 1. Simplifying, 1/2 times 1/2 is equivalent to 1/4. 2 times 1/4 equals 2/4. Getting the lowest term of 2/4, we have 1/2. Plus 1, we have 3 over 2. For example number 5, we have 4 cosine 60 degrees tangent 45 degrees minus sine 60 degrees. Once again, we have to get the values of each trigonometric ratios correctly. For cosine 60 degrees, we have 1/2. Tangent 45 degrees equals 1, while sine 60 degrees is equivalent to the square root of 3 over 2. So we have 4 times 1/2 times 1 minus the square root of 3 over 2. Simplifying, we have 4 over 2 minus the square root of 3 over 2. Since we have the same denominator, we can write it as 4 minus the square root of 3 over 2. Number 6. 2 sine 60 degrees cosine 30 degrees plus 4 sine 45 degrees tangent 30 degrees. Once again, we have to get the values of each trigonometric ratios. Sine 60 degrees equals the square root of 3 over 2. For cosine 30 degrees, we have the square root of 3 over 2. Sine 45 degrees equals the square root of 2 over 2, while tangent 30 degrees is equal to the square root of 3 over 3. Substituting them in the given, we have 2 times the square root of 3 over 2 times the square root of 3 over 2 plus 4 times the square root of 2 over 2 times the square root of 3 over 3. Multiplying the values inside the parentheses, we have 2 times the square root of 9 over 4 plus 4 times the square root of 6 over 6. Extracting the square root, we have 2 times 3 over 4 plus 4 times the square root of 6 over 6. Multiplying 2 and 3/4, we have 6 over 4 plus our 4 the square root of 6 over 6. Getting the lowest term of 6 over 4, we have 3 over 2 plus 4 the square root of 6 over 6. Getting the LCD, we have the LCD is 6. So we have 9 over 6 plus 4 the square root of 6 over 6. So the final answer is 9 plus 4 the square root of 6 over 6. The angles used in solving the trigonometric ratios that we discussed today are the special angles 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees. We solve the values of expressions involving trigonometric ratios using special angles by converting the values of special angles depending on the given trigonometric ratios, and solve the following applying the laws of rational numbers and radicals. For your journal writing, let us reflect on the words of Alex Ice. He said, "Everyone is special. Every moment in our life is unique. However difficult or painful a situation may look at present, it soon becomes a memory and a special journey. Memories make us who we are, but it also starts declining with age. There are many ways to preserve these special moments so that we can cherish a story that's our own. In your own opinion, what are the things that made you think you are special?" Now that we are done with the lesson, let us do some practice. A series of exercises will be shown in your screen. Please pause the video so that you may have enough time to answer. And that's it for our lesson for today. I hope you had a fun learning time watching the video. Thank you.